They say the forest breathes at night, and sometimes it whispers your name. In a remote village tucked away in the shadows of the ancient Carpathian Mountains, an old legend lives, and it's far from bedtime stories. Meet Elena, a curious folklorist obsessed with unearthing lost tales. She arrives in the village just as the sun sinks behind the dense pines, casting long crawling shadows across the moss-covered cottages. The villagers warn her, "Stay indoors after dusk." The Moroi roams then, spirits born from broken promises and forgotten rituals. Elena, skeptical yet intrigued, decides to explore the dark woods despite the chilling warnings. As twilight deepens, the forest seems alive with whispers, soft, urgent voices weaving through the rustling leaves. Elena's flashlight flickers, and her breath forms mist in the cold night air. Suddenly, a figure emerges. A woman in tattered traditional garb, her eyes hollow, her skin pale as moonlight. She beckons silently, leading Elena deeper into the tangled woods. The path twists unnaturally, trees bending as if to block escape. Elena stumbles upon a clearing where a circle of ancient stones stands. At its center, a small fire burns with an eerie green flame. Around it, shadowy figures dance, their faces hidden beneath animal masks. Wolves, ravens, and goats. They chant in a language long lost, a haunting melody that seeps into Elena's bones. Frozen in fear, Elena watches as the woman removes her mask, revealing her true face, one of sorrow and rage, eyes glowing with spectral light. "You broke the sacred oath," she whispers, voice echoing like the wind. Suddenly memories flood Elena's mind, forgotten promises made by her ancestors to the forest spirits, oaths to protect the balance between world and wilderness. Realization dawns. Elena's arrival was no accident. She is the last descendant of those who betrayed the Pact, and now the Moroi demand recompense. The circle tightens around her, shadows reaching out like fingers to claim her. In a desperate act, Elena recites an ancient prayer she uncovered in village archives, a plea for mercy and restoration. The green flames flicker wildly, the chanting falters, and the spectral figures dissolve into mist. But the forest remains silent, watching. Elena escapes the clearing as dawn breaks, but the villagers notice something changed. Her eyes, once warm and curious, now shimmer with an unnatural light. The forest's whispers follow her home, and late at night, villagers swear they see shadows moving just beyond the tree line, waiting. The legend lives on, a chilling reminder. Some promises bind beyond death, and breaking them awakens forces that hunger for balance, retribution, and souls. Days pass, and Elena finds herself unable to shake the feeling that the forest watches her every move. The once familiar village streets now seem narrow and suffocating, the faces of the villagers etched with a mixture of fear and suspicion when they glance at her. Whispers trail her footsteps. Some speak of curses, others of the ancient spirits that have claimed her as one of their own. Unable to return to her research or the life she once knew, Elena begins to delve deeper into the village archives, desperate for answers. She uncovers dusty tomes and brittle manuscripts that tell of the Moroi's origin. How, centuries ago, the villagers made a pact with the forest spirits to protect their land from invaders and famine. The price for this protection was a sacred oath, never to betray the balance of nature or the spirits that guarded it. Elena learns that her ancestors, in times of hardship and greed, broke that oath. They hunted the forest's creatures indiscriminately and desecrated sacred sites, angering the spirits. The Moroi were born from this betrayal, restless souls cursed to wander the woods, seeking to restore the balance by any means. Haunted by these revelations, Elena returns to the forest at dusk, drawn by a force she cannot resist. The green flames flicker again in the clearing, but this time, there is no fear, only a profound sadness that fills the air. The spectral figures reappear, their animal masks now cracked and worn, eyes pleading for forgiveness. Elena speaks, her voice steady yet filled with remorse, vowing to honor the ancient pact and protect the forest as her ancestors should have. The Moroi listen, their forms slowly dissolving into the night mist, leaving behind a single glowing feather, a symbol of peace and a new beginning. From that night onward, the forest's whispers change. They no longer call her name in warning but sing a gentle lullaby that soothes the village. Elena dedicates her life to bridging the gap between the human world and the world of spirits, teaching respect and reverence for the old ways. The villagers, once fearful, come to see her as a guardian of the forest, a living reminder that the past cannot be forgotten, but must be faced with courage and humility. And though the shadows still move beyond the tree line, they bring no harm, only the promise that balance will be maintained, so long as the oath is honored. In the end, the legend of the Moroi becomes more than a chilling tale. It transforms into a story of redemption, connection, and the enduring power of promises kept beyond death.